Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, YouTube. Happy days. Happy Tuesday. I don't know what this light's doing. Bear with me. Let me try and kill this light. 1 second. No, that didn't really make any difference whatsoever, did it? Anyway, there we go. Anyway, Unai Emery's done a press conference today. Obviously, as expected, it was dominated by talk of Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka himself has actually changed his profile picture on Instagram from being captain of Arsenal to being the captain of Switzerland. So read into that what you will. Yes, I am always late. I do apologise for the lateness. I am 9 minutes late. Apologies for that. But we're going to get into the press conference. So I'm going to read out some of the bits that were said in the press conference today. And like I said, it was very much dominated by Granit Xhaka talk. He was asked about Granit Xhaka. It's not easy for him and the team. He is now devastated and sad. Well, he ain't that sad. Otherwise, he would have come out and apologised, which he still, by the way, hasn't done. We spoke yesterday and Sunday night and this morning. He trained normally with the group, but he is devastated. He is sad about the situation. Somebody's ringing me. Bear with me. He wants to help. His commitment is great every time. His behaviour was perfect in training with the group and the club. Really, he knows he was in the wrong. He feels inside very deep. He is a normal human being. Every player needs supporters' support. Well, listen, that guy's had more support than a lot of players over the years. So you're chatting waffle. Let's move on to Mesut Özil. He was asked about Özil. He confirmed that he held talks with Mesut Özil today. And he said that the conversation this morning was because I wanted to listen about how he was thinking now to help us tomorrow. It was a very good conversation. Tomorrow he is in the group. We need his quality, his skill. We need his consistency. Well, that's something we haven't seen for a long time. We need his positive mentality. And then we need him to help us on the pitch. I want now, like the pre-season, like a month ago, for him to help us on the pitch. Well, I think he is going to start tomorrow, and I do think he's going to start as captain as well. That's what I've heard. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. We'll see that on the starting 11 reaction tomorrow when I do that. He was then asked whether Özil could captain the team, and Emery said he could do. Yes, it depends. He was then asked. He gave a message to the supporters. We need them. We need to be strong inside. We need to transmit that transition to them. I swear he speaks in riddles, this geezer. Before we won a special and different match with a very good connection with the supporters. I have no idea what he's talking about. Our challenge is to improve our control of the game, to play better in our style. We have players and capacity in which to improve and add better results for the next matches. We have no shit, Sherlock. Let's move on. He was then asked more about Granit Xhaka. He is down. The most important thing is now to look after him, his family, the club, the team, and also to recover the best Granit Xhaka. After that wrong situation on Sunday, I have one challenge every time, myself and also the team. We need, when the supporters aren't happy with us, because we need to play better, to control matches, to improve things, to be strong, we need the fans on side. The first is for us. We need to do one step ahead of the fans. Individual circumstances like Sunday are coming because as a team, we need to improve. We need to be more comfortable and transmit it to the supporters and show a little better performance and result. Okay, mate, good one. When we will do that, they are going to support us collectively and individually. Listen, I'll just say this on that, right? We have supported this manager from day one. I have anyway. I've supported him from day one. A lot of people haven't, but the majority have. Granit Xhaka took the mick at the weekend. I think we're all in agreement on that. At the same time, if you give it out and you can't take it back, you can't cry wolf at the end of the day. But at the same time, Granit Xhaka has been here 3 years and done absolutely nothing to warrant being a captain of this football club. And when he's running off walking off the pitch, giving it the ear to the fans, cupping his hand to his ear, and throwing the captain's armband on the floor, I'm sorry, not good enough. He was asked if Xhaka should apologise. He answered, yes, I think when we make individual mistakes, we need to make apologies for the circumstance. I prefer to do that. We suggest to him that he does that. Well, this press conference took place earlier on today, and guess what? Granit Xhaka still hasn't apologised. That kind of sums up where we're at with Granit Xhaka. Can we expect an apology? He replied with, but now what is the response we are seeing? He is devastated. I don't care if he's devastated. Yeah, I could not give two Fs about Granit Xhaka being devastated. I'm sure when he goes home to his fit bird and his mansion and the 100 grand drops in his account every weekend, I'm quite sure Granit Xhaka is not devastated. Yeah, so let's not dress this rubbish up. The first thing is for him to recover is his feeling. He needs his family, his friends, our support. He needs us to love him. Okay, mate. He's not feeling that with the supporters. Yeah, well, maybe if you stop playing like an absolute mug, week in, week out, walking off the pitch like you are like the main man and like your shit don't stink, with your smug little smile on your face and telling fans to piss off, mate, yeah? How about jog on? We are speaking with him. First, we're going to be calm, be close with him, tell him to be close with his family. Listen, this is bollocks. I'm just going through that. That's bullshit. Is he still the right captain? Unai Emery replied with, I explained why I decided that. He has the values, the respect in the dressing room and the experience. He's the captain of his national team. He has the conditions to be a captain. He has the players' respect. He was wrong on Sunday, and that was not a response of a captain. Well, if that's the case, then strip him. Tell him straight he ain't captain anymore. Is he still the captain? By the way, there's nearly 450 of you watching this live. Do drive the likes up. I'll come to some comments and questions in a short while. Only 46 likes. Drive that wild if you can. That does always help. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Is he still captain? We need to do step by step. First, recover him as a human, as a player. Then we will continue to speak about how we can improve. How we can continue in that way with the team, with him and with everybody. Well, that didn't answer the question, did it? That suggests he might not be captain. Unai's reply was no. At the moment, I'm not speaking and don't want to speak about that. First thing is to recover him. We cannot anticipate the circumstances. Tomorrow we're going to play one match again on Saturday. I prefer to keep moving, taking each step, taking the right and best decision possible. Well, the right and best decision possible is to strip him of the captain's armband and for him never to play for this club again. And we move on. This is a really long reply as well, by the way. Might it affect him as a player or his mentality? Unai's reply was, now he is upset, devastated and sad. It's not only for yesterday and today. He is feeling the supporters don't like him. Really? Okay. But for example, 1 or 2 weeks ago, I met with 100 supporters in the Emirates Stadium, Edu and myself. We had a small dinner with him. One question there was, why is Granit Xhaka captain? And individually, he said to me, he thinks Granit must be more as a player. It's one criticism. He must do more as a player, sorry. It's the one criticism with Granit Xhaka. I responded to that fan and said, we finished that conversation. Another person then came to me and said, I defend Xhaka and I like Xhaka. In 100, one is negative and one is positive. Yeah, how about 60,000, mate? Well, so you're saying one person out of 100 is negative about Granit Xhaka? Yeah, really. It wasn't one person out of 100 booing him at the weekend. Sometimes, no, we'll skirt past that. We have positive and negative criticisms. People can support us thinking we are well. Not every supporter was against him at that moment. Really? Did you not hear how loud that was? It was one response because the team was not winning, because they are also in the moment thinking he wasn't playing a good match. Well, listen, that's complete and utter rubbish, right? Because I haven't seen a single person say that Granit Xhaka played poorly at the weekend. Absolute rubbish. Granit Xhaka actually played really well at the weekend. He was one of our better players on Sunday. He carried on and said, we need to be calm to try and be consistent to change the individual situation. Now he is upset, devastated and sad. He said that about 20 times. It's not only for yesterday and today. He is feeling the supporters don't like him. Yeah, good. We don't. We want him gone. We want him gone. Not every supporter was against him. I'm just scanning through this. It's repeating so much of the stuff he said before. Not every supporter was against him. We need to be calm, try and be consistent to change the individual situation. Listen, the only person that can change the individual situation is Granit Xhaka. And he didn't cover himself in glory when he's walking off of a football pitch, giving it all that to the ears and telling them to piss off. Yeah, I'm sorry. Disgusting behaviour. Yeah, absolutely disgusting behaviour. Nearly as disgusting as this flying Scotsman in the chat that's chatting absolute bollocks. Why don't you fuck off, mate? Yeah, seriously. Why bother? Genuinely don't get it. He was then asked, has he been disciplined by the club? I think we can speak about the same. Don't know what that means. We're in the first step after the wrong mistake. Now it's first to recover him as a person. Listen, I couldn't care less about him as a person. He's a footballer for Arsenal Football Club, right? At the end of the day, he's taken wholesale liberties out of the players, out of the fans, out of the club, out of the manager. Yeah, he should be fined a couple of weeks' wages, maybe a month's wages. He should be stripped of the captaincy and he should not play for this club again. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And until Unai Emery does that, then I don't know. Let's do 2 more questions. He was asked, can he come back from this? We can maybe remind some people of similar situations in the past and they've come back. For example, I was speaking to Hector Bellerin and he said, I received 3 years ago some criticism here at the Emirates because people weren't happy with my performance. Then I came back. Did ya? Well, you've come back, bruv. Wait, well, really? Really? Well, Bellerin thinks he's back. Jesus Christ. Maybe this is what's wrong with this football club. These players think they've made it. The most important thing is to keep moving ahead, working, improving, showing and transmitting that onto the pitch. I don't know today what the future is going to bring. The most important thing for me is the present. The future is tomorrow. Tomorrow, for example, is not in the group. I wasn't thinking for him for the match anyway. Well, I think he's suspended. I think he got a yellow card, didn't he? He will stay here and train. We're going to first recover him as a player. Yeah, you've said that 20 times, mate. Right, last question. How hard is it for players to deal with abuse? We're aware of how the situation is and the circumstances of the situation. We aren't really that bad. We aren't really so good. We can go ahead. It's very, listen, he just chats in waffle. I ain't even reading that. It's just complete rubbish. Basically, he shouted absolute crap for 20 minutes in a press conference. And yeah, Granit Xhaka is still captain. Granit Xhaka is still the captain of this football club. He hasn't come out and apologised. He hasn't come out and said anything. All he's done is change his Instagram profile picture from Xhaka as captain of Arsenal to Xhaka as captain of Switzerland. There you go. That's all you need to know about Granit Xhaka. The geezer is so far up his own arse. He's arrogant. He's smug. He believes he's great. And he thinks he's made it. I suppose in a way he probably has made it. He's playing for one of the best clubs in the world. He's getting paid 100 grand a week. He's living in one of the best city in the world. And he's walking off the pitch thinking his shit don't stink. It's not good enough, right? And at the end of the day, all Emery has done in that press conference is repeat the same thing time and time again. Why not come out and say it's not acceptable? We've fined him 3 weeks' wages, 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever it may be. We're going to strip him with the captain's armband. And we've told him he's with the under-23s for the rest of the season. Why not say that? Why not do that? I see a report today. London is the best city in the world, Marco, by a country mile, bruv. Yeah, absolute country mile. Best city in the world. Yeah, all day long. But at the end of the day, like I see a story earlier where Unai Emery is apparently going to ask the rest of the squad whether Granit Xhaka should be captain. It's like, why are you asking the players whether he should be captain? You're the manager. Yeah, you're the coach. You should be making that decision. Fuck the players. You're in charge. And if you're not in charge, pack your bags and fuck off back to Spain. It's as simple as that. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Joseph, if you're going to try and mug me off, at least spell you are, right? Y-O-U, yeah? R. That's not how you spell it, bruv. Yeah? So if you're going to try and mug me off in the comments, at least spell properly, bruv. Come on. Let's read some of these. New York is the best city in the world. Nah, London, baby. London. London's the best city in the world. I would have released him immediately, says Kubilai. Hope I got your name right, buddy. Get Dracula out, says white to black. Evening, Sergio. Hope you're good. Xhaka probably thinks his farts smell like French vanilla toffee. Mate, he comes across like that. Listen, like I said yesterday, he was literally a couple of foot in front of me. I don't want to talk to the guy. Like, I'm not going to fanboy him and take photos and selfies with the geezer. I can't really stand him. But one thing I will say is he does come across as the kind of guy that looks like he thinks he's made it. He believes his own hype. He just has that smug, arrogant look about him, you know. So yeah, I swear, got a lot of haters in the chat tonight. Unlucky. Blocky Balboa is going flying out to you, boy. But yeah, I just look at him and think that he just smacks of arrogance and smugness, right? And you can't come off of that pitch and walk off as slow as you did, then get the criticism from the fans, then do what you've done. It's not acceptable. And if you do it, I understand people snap. I've snapped at times, right? I understand people snap, right? But you're on the spotlight, yeah? You've got the whole world watching that game. Yeah, there's people watching that game going, right, what's Granit Xhaka doing right now? And then 2 days later, you still haven't apologised. You disrespected the shirt, the badge, the fans, the manager, the players, yeah, everyone who works at the club, and you still haven't come out and apologised. Who does this guy think he is? And then when Emery's sitting there in the press conference saying, oh, well, I would advise him to apologise. Well, that press conference was earlier on this morning or early afternoon. We're now sat here at gone 5 o'clock at night. Guess what? All he's done is change his profile picture on Insta to Switzerland with the captain's armband on. Yeah? How about pay his contract off and say, fuck off. Yeah? Bye-bye. Get out of the club. You were never good enough. We wasted £35 million on this geezer when we could have signed Kante for £32 million. Another complete cock-up from this football club. Evening SR.M. Hope you're good, buddy. Thank you for your generous donation, my friend. Saliba started for St.Etienne. He is very good on the ball, very quick too. Hope he develops as well as a player at Arsenal. I can't sit here and say that I've watched him play for St.Etienne, so I'd be lying if I did. But at the same time, if you've watched him and you say that, I'll take your word for it, mate. Hopefully he's going to progress at Arsenal. I've seen clips of him at St.Etienne. I've never watched St.Etienne, mate. So, but hopefully he comes in next season. Hopefully he's going to step up and he's going to be a very good player for us. If you watch the press conference, he has got no clue, says Gom. Well, it sounds like he's talking in riddles, if I'm being honest. Big up Sonny TV Unfiltered. Go and subscribe to Sonny. Emery's biggest fan. Emery chats shit most. Chats the most shit. No leadership, and again, the fans don't matter. Well, this is the thing, right? Because he came into the club, Sonny, yeah? Evening to you, mate, yeah? Well, listen, Peter, you're getting blocked for that. We don't do homophobic shit in my chat, so get yourself out of here, bruv. Come on. Yeah, there's no need for all this homo stuff, bruv. But yeah, as I was saying, he came into the club and he was always talking about the fans. We want to get the fans on side. We want to do this with the fans. We want to do that with the fans. Now, if you want to appease the fans, you bin Granit Xhaka. You ditch him and say you ain't captain anymore. You'll get your fans or the fans straight back on side. They might not back you 100% all of the way. Yeah, but guess what? They will think, do you know what? You've actually got control of this football club, because at the moment, it doesn't look like he has got control of the football club. Yeah, and it's a bit weird. It's like, I don't quite get it. I genuinely don't get it. But I think my stream's froze, by the way. None of the chat's coming through. The likes and the viewing figures are not moving at all. So I don't know if the stream's froze. I can't see any of the chat. The chat's disappeared. So yeah, I'll probably have to wrap this stream up in a minute because no chat is coming through. So if you are putting chats in there, I can't see them. The last one I see was from Joseph Clark saying, hi, Lee. Hi, evening to you. Evening to Mike Dean. Emery is to blame for all of this, says Mike Dean. But other than that, I can't see any of the chat. So yeah, we're probably going to have to end this stream right now, to be honest with you, which is kind of sad because there's 700 people watching it. But if you can hear me, do drive the likes up. Smash the likes up to 200. 148 of you have done that so far. So 52 of you, do go and slap the like on it. That would help. I will be back at 9 o'clock, preview for the Liverpool game tomorrow, which I will be doing a watch along for with Guna Eagle Eye. So go check that out as well. And yeah, sadly, there's no chat, so I can't read any of your comments out. And you guys make the channel. So what's the point of me just waffling for another 10 minutes if I can't read your comments out? But there we go. I do apologise about that. Anyway, I will be back at 9. Thanks very much to everyone who was in the chat. If I can't see it, I can't see it. Do you know what I'm saying? So there we go. Listen, laters, peeps.